page number 849, ShriRam. Bravo for the monkey who dances unabashed in the service of its masters, anywhere and everywhere, dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. It serves the interest of its master. This shows its keen devotion to duty. Angada, all of your race are devoted to their lord. How could you then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in the way you have done? I am respect of merits and too magnanimous to pay any attention to your scurrilously glib talks, said Angada. The son of the wind god gave me a true account of your partiality to merit. He led west your garden, killed your son, and set fire to your city, and yet in your eyes he did you no wrong. He did you, remembering such amiability of your dispositions. I have been so insolent in my behavior with you, O Ravana. On coming here, I witnessed all the Hanumån told me, that is, that you have no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentment. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved to be the death of your own father. That you have proved to be the death of your own father. Uttering these words, Ravana burst into laughter. Having been the death of my father, I would have next claimed you as my victim. But a thought has come to me just now, knowing you to be the living memorial of the Våliís unsullied fame. I desist from killing you while boasters. Tell me, Ravana, how many Ravans there are in the world, or hear from me how many I have heard of. One went to the nether words Påtåla to conquer Bali and was tried up in the stable by the children, who made sports to him and thrashed him till Bali took pity on him and had him released. Another again was discovered by the King Sahasrabåhu, who reigned and captured him as strange creatures and brought him home to the sake of fun. The sake Pulastya then went and secured his release. Yet another, I am ashamed to tell you, was held tight under Våliís' arms. Be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these may you be? ShriRam, 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 Bravo for the monkey who danced unabashed in the service of master, anywhere and everywhere. Bravo, bravo for the monkey. Bravo means bravo for the monkey. Bravo means bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo means bravo to the monkey. Bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo for the monkey. Bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo means bravo. Bravo means bravo means a word that people shout to show that they have enjoyed something that somebody has done. For example, a play, shabash, wawa. A word that people shout to show that they have enjoyed something that somebody has done. For example, a play is called the Bravo. A word that people shout to show that they have enjoyed something that somebody has done. They have enjoyed something that somebody has done. Well done, shabash. A word that people show that they have enjoyed something that somebody has done. For example, a place called the Bravo. A word that people shout that they have enjoyed something that something has done. For example, a play is called the Bravo. Who dances unabashed. Unabashed means unabashed. in the service. Unabashed. Unabashed means not embarrassed, disconcerted, and ashamed. Shameless is called unabashed. Shameless. Unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Shameless is called the embraced. Embraced. Shameless is called the unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Bravo for the monkey who dances unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed in the service of its master. In the service of his master. Service. Unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Shameless is called the unabashed. Service means a system or organizers provide the public with something that it needs. The job that organization done is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization, that a business whose works involve doing something for customers but not producing goods, the work that such a service does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the a system or organization that provides the public with something that it needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A system or organization that provides the public with something that needs. The job that an organization does is called the service. A job that job an organization does is called the service or its masters. Anywhere and everywhere. Anywhere and everywhere. Ashamed, who dances ashamed in the service of its masters. Dances anywhere and everywhere, dancing and skipping about the about to amuse the people. It serves the interest of its masters. Dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. 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 Amuse. Dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. Amuse means amuse. Amuse means amuse means amuse. Amuse means amuse means amuse. Dancing amuse. Amuse means amuse means dancing and skipping about amuse. Amuse means to make somebody laugh or smile, to see funny to somebody is called. To make somebody laugh or smile is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile is called the amuse. To see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To entertain is called the amuse. To entertain is called pleasantly entertained or diversed by something funny is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile, to seem funny to somebody, to make time pass pleasantly for somebody, to make time pass pleasant, to stop somebody for getting bored is called the amuse. To stop somebody getting bored is called the amuse. To stop somebody something bored is called the amuse. To stop something stop somebody getting bored is called the amuse. To stop somebody getting bored is called the amused. To stop somebody getting bored is called the assume. Dancing and skipping about to amuse the people amuse the people, dancing and skipping, dancing and skipping, about to amuse the people, skipping, dancing and skipping, about to amuse the people, skipping means skipping. What is the skipping means? Skipping skipping means dancing and skipping. Skipping means skipping means to move along quickly and lightly in way that's similar to dancing, with like jumps and step from one foot to other, is called as skipping. About to amuse, entertain, getting bored, getting bored. Amuse the people, it serves the interest of its masters. Amuse the people, it serves the interest of its masters. It serves the interest of its masters. It serves the interest of his masters. It serves the interest of his master. Interest of its master. Interest means interest of, serve the interest of his master. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to involve with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn, hear more about somebody, something, or to involve with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear a quality that makes somebody, something interesting. A quality that makes something interesting. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved with somebody, something, is called the interest. A desire to learn or hear more about somebody, something, to make somebody wants to learn or hear more about somebody, to become involved in something, is called the interest. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about somebody, something, or to be involved in something, is called the interest. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about somebody or something, or to become involved in something, is called the interest. Amuse the people, to serve the interest of its master. This shows its keen devotion to duty. It shows the keen devotion to duty. It shows the keen devotion to duty. Duty means something that you have to do because people expect you to do it, or because you think it is right, is called the duty. A task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. A task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called a duty. Keen devotion. Task that you do when you are in work is called a duty. Devotion means great love for somebody and something, is called a devotion. Great love for somebody and something is called a devotion. The great love for somebody and something is called a devotion. The act of giving lot of time, energy to somebody, something, is called a devotion. The act of giving lots of time and energy to somebody and something is called a devotion. The act of giving lots of time and energy to somebody and something is called a devotion. The act of giving lots of time and energy for samarpan bhav. The act of giving lots of time or energy to somebody and something is called the devotion. The act of giving lots of time and energy for somebody, something, is called a devotion. The act of giving lots of time and energy for somebody and something is called a devotion. The act of giving lots of time, lots of your time and energy to somebody and something, great love for somebody, something, is called a devotion. Keen devotion, show the keen devotion to the duty. Devotion to the duty. A task that you do is called the duty. Angada, all you race are devoted to their Lord. How could then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in the way you have done? Extol the virtue of your masters. Extol the virtue. How could then fail to extol the virtue of your master? How could then devoted to their your race are devoted to their Lord, devoted to their Lord, devoted to their Lord. All your race is devoted to their Lord. Devoted means love, loyalty, and enthusiasm. Loving somebody something very much is called the devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Complete loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. So loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Completely loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a devoted. Loving somebody something very much is called a loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Loyal to somebody something is called a devoted. Devoted to their Lord. Their Lord. Lord means Lord. Lord means devoted to their Lord. A man of the noble rank, high office, or noble man is called the Lord. A man of the noble rank, high office, or a noble man is called the Lord. A man of the noble rank, high office, or a noble man is called the Lord. A man of the noble rank or high office or a noble man is called the Lord. A man of the noble rank or high office or a noble rank is called the act of superior and dominating manner toward someone is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner towards someone is called the Lord. The confer the little of the Lord upon. Act of superior and domineering manner towards someone is called the act of superior and domineering manner towards is called the Lord. The act in a superior and domineering manner toward is called the Lord. The act in a superior and domineering manner toward is called the Lord. The act in a superior and domineering manner towards is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner toward is called the Lord. The act in a superior and domineering manner toward someone is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner toward someone is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner toward someone is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner toward someone is called the Lord. The act of superior and domineering manner toward someone is called the Lord. Devoted to their Lord. Aganda, all your race are devoted to their Lord. Act of superior and domineering manner towards someone is called acted superior and domineering manner towards someone is called the Lord. Act of superior and domineering manner towards someone is called the Lord. Act of superior and domineering manner towards someone is called the Lord. How could you then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in the way you have done? I have uh, I have respect of merits and too magnanimous to pay any attention. Many magnanimous merits, respecter of the merit. I am the respecter of the merits and
Magnanimous.
Magnanimous means kind, generous, and forgiving towards an enemy or a competitor that you have beneath. Kind, generous, and forgiving towards an enemy or a competitor that you have beneath is called the magnanimous. Kind, generous, and forgiving 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 is called the magnanimous. Kind, general, and forgiving is called the magnanimous. Magnanimous. Kind, generous and forgiving is called the magnanimous. Kind, generous and forgiving is called the magnanimous. Kind, generous and forgiving towards the enemy is called the magnanimous. Fine, generous and forgiving. Kind, generous and forgiving towards an enemy is called the magnanimous. Kind, generous and forgiving in the magnanimous. I am respect of merits and too magnanimous to pay attention of your magnanimous to pay any attention of your scurrilously means scurrilously in an unfair or false way that is likely to damage someone's reputation is called the scurrilously. In an unfair or false way that is likely to damage someone's reputation is called the scurrilously. In an unfair or false way that is likely to damage someone's reputation is called the unscruously. Damage is called the unscruously. Damage the reputation.
Scurrilous.
Scurrilous means scurrilous. Spreading scandalous claims about someone with his intention of damaging their reputation. Spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Harmoniously insulting. Harmoniously insulting. Defamatory is called the scurrilous. The making is spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the damaging their reputation. Damaging intention claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Making or spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Making or spreading scandalous claims about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Scurrilous means making or spreading scandalous claims about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Making or spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Making or spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Making or spreading scandalous claim about someone without the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Making or spreading scandalous claim about someone with that intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Scurrilous glib talk. Glib means glib talks. Scurrilous glib talk. Glib reputation is called the scurrilous. Glib means using word is the way, clever and the quick but not sincere is called the clever. Wit and not but not sincere is called the glib. Glib means using words in a way that clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Glib means using the words in clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Glib means using words in glib means using word what is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using words in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word that is clever and quick but not sincere is using words in a way that clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word in a clever and quick but not very sincere is called the glib. Using the word clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the words in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word in a way that clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Glib talks. Using the words in a way that is clever and quick but not very sincere is called the glib. Said Angada, the son of the wind god gave me the true account of your partiality of merit, true account of your partiality of merit. He laid waste your garden, partiality of the merit. He account of your partiality of he laid waste your garden, killed your son and set fire to your city. He laid waste your garden, killed your sons and set fire to the city, and yet in your eyes he did you no wrong. He did you no wrong. In your eyes he did you no wrong. In your eyes he did you no wrong. Remembering such amiability of your dispositions, killing your son and set fire to the city, and yet he did you no wrong. Remembering such amiability of your dispositions, remembering such amiability of your dispositions, I have been so insolent in my behavior with you, O Ravana, insolent behavior. Remembering such amiability of your dispositions, I have been so insolent in my behavior. Insolent means insolent. Insolent means lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. 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 Lacking respect, arrogant is called the insolent. Disdainful, haughty, lord, overcoming, proud, and is called the insolent. Arrogant, disdainful, haughty is called the insolent. Lacking respect, rude is called the insolence. Lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. 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 Arrogant is called the insolent. Lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. Lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. O Ravana, on coming here, I have witnessed all the Hanumån told me. O Ravana, here I have witnessed all that Hanumån told me, that you have so no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentment. No shame, no anger. No, you have no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentment. You have no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentment. You have no anger, no shame, and you have no shame. You have no shame. You have no shame. No, you have no shame. Shame. You have no shame. You have no shame. You have no shame. No anger. Shame means to bring shame, disgrace is called a shame. To bring shame to disgrace. To put to shame by outdoing. To cause to feel shame. To force by causing to feel guilty is called the shame. To force by causing to feel guilty is called the shame. To force by causing to feel guilty is called the shame. To force by causing to feel guilty is called the shame. To force by causing to feel guilty is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassment or humiliations that arise from the perception of having done something dishonorable is called the immortal, or improper is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassment or humiliations that arises from perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassments or humiliations that arises from the perceptions of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassments or humiliations that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. A feeling of embarrassment or humiliations that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassments or humiliations that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. The feeling of embarrassments or humiliations that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. Improper is called immoral and improper. The feeling of immoral, improper is called the shame. You have no shame, no anger. Anger means no shame, no anger. Anger means anger. Anger means anger. Anger is emotion characterized as antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. An emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something that you feel has deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. An emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. Emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. The emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. And no shame, no anger, and no anger, and no feeling of resentment, feeling of resentment, no feeling of resentment. Resentment means rosh, narazgi is called the resentment. Rosh and narazgi is called the negative emotion reaction to be mistreated is called the rosh, and narazgi is called the feeling of resentment towards someone or something. To feel resentment towards someone or something is called a resentment. The feeling of resentment, anger and resentment means narazgi. Resentment means narazgi. Resentment means the to feel resentments towards somebody or something. To feel resentments towards somebody or something. To feel resentment towards somebody and something. Feeling of resentments, it is because you have shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentments. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved to be death of your own father. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved to be the death of your father, your own father. Uttering these words mentality, it is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved to be the death of your own father. Uttering these words, Ravana burst into laughter. Uttering these words, having been the death of my father, I would have next claimed you as my victim. Next claim you as my victim. That I would have next claimed you as my victim. But a thought has come to me just now, knowing you to be the living memorials of Våliís unsulated fame, Våliís living memorial of the Våliís unsulated fame. Våliís unsulated. Unsulated means not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled and made impure is called the unsulated. Unsulated, not spoiled and made impure by the unsulated. Fame, not spoiled or made fame means talked about by many people is called the fame. Talked about the unsulated, not spoiled or made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled and made impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled and made impure is called the unsulated. Fame means being known or talked about many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have been achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known or talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Being known and talked about by many people because what you have achieved is called the fame. Våliís unsulated fame. I desist from killing you. I desist from killing you. Oh, wild boasters, desist. Våliís unsulated fame. Unsulated fame. I desist from killing you, O Våliís boasters. O wild boasters, tell me, Ravana, how many Ravanas there are in the world. I desist from killing you. Tell me, Ravana, how many Ravanas there are in worlds, or hear from me how many I have heard of. One went to the nether worlds Påtåla to conquer Bali and was tied up in the stable by the children. Conquer Bali. One went to the nether worlds Påtåla to conquer Bali. Conquer Bali. Conquer means conquer Bali and tied up in the stable by the children. Conquered means conquered. Conquer means to take control of a country or city and the people by force, especially in a war, is called to take a control of a country or city and its people by force, especially in a war, is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling problem is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling problem is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling or dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To succeed in controlling dealing with a strong feeling is called the conquer. To control a country or city and people by force, especially in a war, is called the conquer. To take a control of country, city and its people by the force, especially in a war, is called the conquer. To take control of the country or city and its people by force, especially in a war, is called the conquered. To conquer Bali and was tied up in a stable by the children who made sport of him and thrashed him. Who thrashed him? Thrashed means to hit somebody something many times with a stick as a punishment is called the thrash. To hit somebody something many times with a stick as a punishment is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. To hit somebody something many times with a stick as a punishment is called the thrash. To hit somebody something many times with a stick etc as a punishment is called the thrash. To hit somebody something many times with a stick etc as a punishment is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. To move or make something move widely without any control is called the to move or make something move widely without any control is called the thrash. Vali took pity on him and had him released. Took pity on him and had him released. Then him Bali and pity on him, took pity on him and had him released, and make sports to him and thrashed him, thrashed him. Tavali take pity on him and had them released. Another again was discovered by King Sahasrabåhu, who ran and captured him as a strange creatures and brought him home for the sake of fun. Brought him home for the sake Pulastya then went and secured him release. The Sheikh Pulastya then went and secured his release. The Sheikh Pulastya then went and secured his release. And strange creatures, and brought him home for sake of the fun. And brought him home for the sake of the fun. Strange creature and brought him home for the sake of the fun. Who ran and captured him as a strange creature and brought him home for the sake of fun. The Sheikh Pulastya then went and secured his release. Yet another, I am ashamed to tell you, was held tight under Våliís arms. Tight under Våliís arms. Be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these may you be? Do not angry. Be not angry, Ravana. Tell me the truth. Which of these may you be? Angry. Angry means 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 Angry means feeling or showing anger is called the angry. 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 Feeling or expressing annoyance, animosity, and resentment is called the angry. Feeling or showing expressing annoyance, animosity, or resentment is called the angry. Feeling or expressing annoyance, animosity, and resentment is called the angry. Ravana, tell me which of these you have. Bravo for the monkey who danced unabashed in the service of his masters, anywhere and everywhere, dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. It serves the interest of its masters. This shows its keen devotion to duty. Devotion, Angada, all you race are devoted to their lords. How could you then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in way you have done? I am respecter of merits and too magnanimous to pay any attention to your sincere, scurrilously glib talk. Glib, not sincere. Scurrilously glib talk, said Angada. The son of the wind god gave me a true account of your partiality to merit. He laid waste your gardens, killed your sons, and set fire to your city, and yet in your eyes he did you no wrong. Remembering such amiability of your dispositions, I have been so insolent in my behaviour with you, O Ravana. On coming here, I have witnessed all that Hanuman told me. It is that you have no shames, no anger, no feeling of resentments. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved with that of your own father. Uttering these words, Ravana burst into laughter. Having been the death of my father, I would have next claimed you and my victim. But as thought he has come to me just now, knowing you to be the living memorial of Våliís unsullied fame, I desist from killing you. O wild boasters, tell me, Ravanas, how many Ravanas there are in the world, or hear from me how many I have heard of. One went to the nether world Påtåla to conquer Bali and was tied up in the stables by the children who made sport of him and thrashed him till Bali took pity on him, and had him released. Another again was discovered by King Sahasrabåhu, who reigned and captured him as a strange creature and brought him to the home for the sake of the fun. The sake Pulastya then went and secured his release. Yet another, I much ashamed to tell you, was tied up under the Vali's arms. Be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these may you be? Animosity, unpleasant is called the animosity. Feeling of showing anger is called the feeling of showing anger is called the angry. Feeling of showing anger is called the angry. Feeling or showing anger is called the angry. Feeling or showing anger is called the angry. Feeling or showing anger is called the angry. Fame. Feeling or showing anger is called the angry. Scurrilously means making and spreading scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Making or spreading a scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation. Making or spreading a scandalous claim about someone with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scrambly. uh, Insulting is called the insulting. Insulting. Glib means using words in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the word in a way that is clever and is clever and not clever, and using the word in the way but quick but clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Scurrilously means showing. Scurrilously means kutsik. Kutsik means making, spreading scandalous claim about someone or something with intention to damaging their reputation. Insulting is called the scrupulous. Harmoniously insulting, a very funny collection of insulting. Having, making, and spreading scandalous claims about someone with intention to damaging their reputation is called the insultings. Tied under Vali's arms, be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these may be? insulting, scrupulous. Glib means witty talk, using words in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere is called the glib. Using the words in a way that is clever and quick but not sincere not sincere is called the glib. Insolent is lacking respect is called the insolent. Lacking respect, rude 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 is called the insolent. Army means rejoined. Lacking respect, rude is called the insolent. Lacking respect, rude is called the insolent. Lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. Amuse means making. Amuse means to make somebody laugh or smiles. To see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smiles to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh and smile to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile to seem funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile to seem some funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile to see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh and smile to make funny for somebody, to make time pass pleasantly for somebody, to show somebody for getting bored is called the amuse. To stop something to getting bored is called the amuse. To stop something to getting bored is called the amused. To stop something to bored is called the amused. To make somebody laugh or smile is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh or smile is called the. To see funny to somebody is called the amuse. To see funny to make somebody laugh and smile is called the amuse. To make somebody laugh and smile is called the amuse. Interest means to make somebody want to learn or hear more about something or to become involved in something is called the interest. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about something or to become involved in something is called the to make somebody want to learn or hear more about the something or to become involved in something is called the interest. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about something or to become involved in something is called the interest. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about something or to become involved in something. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about something, to make involved in something. To make somebody want to learn or hear more about something or to become involved in something is called the interest. Yet another, I much ashamed to tell you, was held tight under ashamed. Interest. Duty means something that you have to do because people expect you to do it or because you think it is right. Something that you have to do because duty means something you have to do because people expect you to do it or because you think it is right is called the duty. Something that you have to do because people expect you to do it or because you think it is right is called the duty. Something that you have to do because people expect you to do and because you do is called the duty. The task that you do when you are at work is called the duty. Task that you do when you are in work is called the duty. The task you do when you are in work is called the duty. The task you do when you are in work is called the duty. The task you do when you are in work is called the duty. The task you do when you are in work is called the duty. Devotion means love, great love for somebody. Something is called a devotion. The act of giving lot of time and energy to somebody or something is called a devotion. The act of giving lot of time and energy to somebody or something is called devotion. The great love for somebody and something is called a devotion. Great love for somebody and something is called a devotion. Lord means act in superior dominating manner toward is called a lord. Act in superior and dominating manner toward is called a lord. Act in superior and dominating manner toward is called a lord. Act in superior and dominating manner towards is called a lord. Magnanimous means kind, generous, and forgiving towards an enemy is called the magnanimous. Kind, generous is called the magnanimous. Magnanimous, kind, generous is called the magnanimous. Scurrilously means making, spreading scandalous came about somebody with the intention of damaging their reputation is called the scurrilous. Using words in a way that clever and quick but not sincere. Using word in a way that is clever and quick is called the insolent. Is called the glib. Insolent means rude. Lacking respect, rude is called the insolent. Lacking respect and rude is called the insolent. Shame means the feeling of embarrassment or humiliation that arises from the perception of having done something dishonorable, immoral, or improper is called the shame. Anger means an emotion characterized by antagonism towards someone or something you feel has deliberately done you wrong. Emotionally characterized antagonism towards someone or something you feel that deliberately done you wrong is called the anger. Resentment means narazgi, rosh. The feel resentment somebody or something. To feel resentment somebody or something is called the resentment. Unsulated means not spoiled or make impure is called the unsulated. Not spoiled or make impure is called the unsulated. Concured means not concured, unsulated, concured, unsulated. Thrashed means to hit somebody something many times with a stick as a punishment is called a thrashed. Thrashed means to hit somebody something many times with a stick is called the thrashed. Thrashed. Resentments, threats, anger, glibs, lords, devoted, interest, duty, amuse, fight. Fight means fight. Fight means to use physical strength, guns, weapons against somebody or something. To use physical strength, guns, weapon against somebody or something is called the. To try very hard to stop, prevent something is called the. Yet Bravo for the monkey who dances unabashed in the service of his masters anywhere and everywhere, dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. It serves the interest of its masters. This shows its keep devotion to duty. Angada, all your race are devoted to their lords. How could you then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in the way you have done? I am the spectre of the merits and too magnanimous to pay any attention to your scriptless. Magnanimous to pay any attention. Magnanimous means be kind towards the enemy. Magnanimous to pay any attention. Attention means love, attention to your scrupulously glib. Scrupulously means scrupulously glib talk. Scrupulously means unfamed, which generate the unfamed rumors, scandalous, damaging image is called the scrupulously, not sincere, damaging image is called the scrupulously, damaging image is called the scrupulously glib talks, damaging image is called the scrupulously glib talk. Said Angada, the son of the wind god, gave me a true account of your partiality to merit. He laid waste your gardens, killed your sons, and set fire to your city, and yet in your eyes he did you no wrong. Remembering such amiability of your dispositions, I have been so insolent in my behaviour with you, O Ravana. On coming here, I have witnessed all that the Hanumån told me. That you have no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentments. It is no shame, no anger, and no feeling of resentments. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved to be the death of your own father. Uttering these words, Ravana burst into laughter. Having been the death of my, I would have next claimed you as my victim. But a thought has come to me just now. Knowing you be the living memorial of Våliís' unsullied fame, I desist from killing you, O wild boasters. Tell me, Ravana, how many Ravanas there are in the world, or hear from me how many I have heard of. One went to the netherwards Påtåla to conquer Bali and was tied up in the stable by the children who make sports of him and thrashed him and had him released. Another again was discovered by the King Sahasrabåhu, who reigned and captured him as a strange creature and brought him home to the sake of the fun. The sake Pulastya then went and secured his release. Yet another, I am much ashamed to tell you, was held tight under Våliís' arms. Be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these may you be? Bravo for the monkey who dances unabashed in the service of his masters, anywhere and everywhere, dancing and skipping about to amuse the people. It serves the interest of its masters. Interest of his master. Interest means think. Interest of his masters. Interest of his masters. Interest means interest. Interest of his master. Interest means it shows its keen devotion. Interest means to desire to learn or hear more about somebody and something. To desire and learn more about somebody and something. Desire to learn more about somebody and something. Hear and learn about more somebody and something. This shows its keen devotion to the duties. And gadas, all you race are devoted to their lords. How could you then fail to extol the virtue of your masters in the way you have done? I am respecter of the merits and too magnanimous to pay any attention. Attention means attention. Magnanimous to pay attention. Attention means magnanimous to pay attention. Attention means attention. Attention means watching, listening, and thinking about somebody something carefully. Watching, listening, and thinking about somebody something is called the attention. Watching and thinking about somebody or something is called the attention. Any attention to your script is glib talks, said Angada. The son of the wind god gave me the true account of your partiality to merits. Attention means watching, listening, or thinking about somebody something. Watching, listening, and thinking about somebody something. Watching, listening, and thinking about somebody something is called the attention. Watching, listening, and thinking about somebody and something is called the interest. Amiability and your dispositions. Remembering such amiability and your disposition, I have been so insolent in my behaviour with you, Ravana. On coming here, I have witnessed all the Hanumån told me, that you are so no shame, no anger, no feeling of resentment. It is because you possess such a mentality that you have proved with death of your own father. Uttering these words, Ravana burst into laughter. Having been the death of my, I would have next claimed you as my victim. But a thought has come to me just now, knowing to be the living memorial of a Vali unsulated from my desist from killing your wild boasters. Wild boasters. Wild means wild unduki person. It's a sad person. Wild boasters. Tell me, Ravana, how many Ravanas there are in the world, or hear from me how many I have heard of. Went on one nether words Påtåla to conquer Bali, and was tied up in the stable by the children who made sports of him, thrashed him till Bali took pity on him and had him released. Another again was discovered by King Sahasrabåhu, who reigned and captured him as a strange creature and brought him home for the sake of the fun. The sake Pulastya then went and secured his release. Yet another, I am much ashamed to tell you, was held tightly in the Våliís' arms. Be not angry, Ravana, but tell me the truth. Which of these you may be? ShriRam, page number 849.